Starting the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. Nice. Just what I needed today. It's so cold out. The sun is just coming up. I'm up a little bit late today. I enjoyed lingering a little bit more under the covers because it was so cold. My first appointment is at 10 this morning. I don't start cutting hair and trimming beards and doing man makeovers until 10 o'clock today. Normally, I start at 7. Get up early and leave the house early. The mustache is getting very long and the coffee is starting to go through it, so I will be doing something about that eventually. Let's get started. Hey, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you being fans of common sense, worldly wisdom, sanity, clarity, and reason. And you know why you're here. Those that don't like those things don't usually hang very long. So I appreciate you being here. Getting married today is in no way a guarantee that you will still be married when you are on your deathbed. No one ever talks about this. In fact, given the high rates of divorce that we commonly see, about 50%, the opposite is going to be true. Most people will not be married when they're on their deathbed. Most people will be single and in a hospital when they die. Your loved ones will not be holding your hand and you will not be surrounded by people. Most likely, you'll be surrounded by a nurse or two. Most likely. That is why you need hope for something for more than just the flesh and blood existence. Apart from regular speaking engagements, I'm also available as a fill-in speaker for conferences, retreats, association meetings. Sometimes speakers have to cancel. Stuff happens. You're in a bind. Who do you call? Not Ghostbusters. You call me. I can do it. People have called me as late as the day before a conference begins and says that a speaker canceled out and they're desperate and they don't know what to do. I was there. And the audience loved it. And the person went, whew. The conference planner was like, wow, you saved me. Just keep me in mind for regular speaking engagements and also as fill-in. If I don't have previous engagements, I have worked many times as a fill-in speaker as well. People would say, why would you offer yourself as that? Because it works. It's a great marketing technique and I make a lot of money doing it. Typically, you make more money as a fill-in speaker than you do as a regular speaker. The reason is because it's last minute. You might have to cancel some other things to do it, and they are thankful that their event is not going to be ruined because of a cancellation. $5 billion to build a wall along the Mexican border. $5 billion once. $143 billion to support illegal immigrants that come over that border year after year after year after year. What do you think is a better deal? If you have no walls and no borders, you don't have a country. Period. Period. The biggest cause of disappointment is unrealistic expectations. In other words, see the world as it is, not how you want it to be. Yes, people should be faithful. Yes, there should be fidelity. Yes, people should always love you, but they don't. and you get let down and disappointed and discouraged, and then you call yourself depressed. No. When you see the world as it is, you realize that you have to create your own happiness. You can't depend on anyone else. You can't depend on your boss. You can't depend on your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, kids, anyone. Depend on yourself. Expect the best out of other people. But, and I'm not saying always have a contingency plan, a plan B, but create your happiness. Do not depend on others. Now, if people do make commitments to do something and they don't follow through, never do business with them again. Never. When people make a commitment to do something and they turn their backs on you, or they turn their back on their commitment, they're not a person of their word. Never have anything to do with them ever again. Ever. Ever. Do not give people a second chance to screw you over. That's a great rule to live by. So what if you had a lens that you can actually see the world as it is? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be great? Many people are offered the lens through this show here, but they choose to disregard the lens. They don't want to see the world as it is. Thus, they are choosing to live disappointed. And that's not your problem, is it? Once you see the world as it is, you will see unhappy people. Like in the movie The Sixth Sense, that little boy said, "I see dead people." Once you start living life the way that I'm living it and the way that I'm teaching you, you start seeing disappointed people everywhere. Everyone's let down. Everyone is. I've taught you over the years how to deal with people, how to choose friends, how to eliminate friends quickly when, and I'm not talking about throwing somebody under the bus when they fall short. I'm talking about, number one, if there's any lack of faithfulness amongst your friends, or people who you call your friends. And the word friends is a very blurry word these days because we have Facebook friends, we have Twitter followers, we have YouTube subscribers, not to be confused with friends. So let's get back to the real concept of friendship. Real friends. You will have very few. You'll have a lot of associates, a lot of acquaintances, but you will have very, very, very few friends that you can count on one hand. That I know for sure. As I've gotten older, you have a handful of friends, a ton of acquaintances, a ton of associates, a ton of people that you can cooperate with, but very few friends. "2020 is the year you get unstuck." That is the year that you back away from people that you're calling your friends and put them back where they should be, at associate level. Associates can't let you down. They really can't betray you because you're not giving them the power to do so. Friends can. Only a friend can betray a friend. A stranger has nothing to gain. Some of you know those words. Heavy drinkers don't learn until the consequences of heavy drinking catch up with them, and then everything that everybody said to them starts to make sense. But by then, it is too late. It's not that it may be too late, it is too late. Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark and they don't bite. They keep things loose. They keep things tight. King Harvest, 1972. I like my Christmas trees real and spectacular. How do you like your Christmas trees? Oh, look, Bob Ross just painted a picture of everyone who deeply cares about you. I guess it's only a hate crime if fill in the blank is hurt or killed. Put your answer down below. Are you a fan of Jesse Lee Peterson? I am. I think he's a man on a mission with a great platform to communicate that mission. I would encourage you to watch him, listen to him. There's a man of wisdom there. He's in his 70s. He's been on this earth a long time. There is some real sanity, clarity, and reason there. He's part of the army of sanity, clarity, and reason. I'm not sure why anything but pro-America, for Americans that is an issue in any of our elections nowadays. Keeping America first is what keeps America great. Keeping you first is what keeps you great. If you gave all your money away somewhere else, you would suffer, wouldn't you? Charity begins at home. Let's not, as Americans, vote for politicians that send our tax dollars to other countries to support them and fight their battles for them. I've kind of had it. And I'm literally making a change. I took a poll. I asked, do you live in a townhouse, row home, duplex, twin, multifamily, dwelling, apartments, or single-family home? 7% said townhouse or row home, 1% said a duplex or a twin, 26% said multifamily dwelling or apartments, and 66% said a single-family home. It is a little bit nipply out today. Kind of cold. Never defend your or anybody's obesity, ever. It will kill you. My wife loves me the way I am. I love my girlfriend the way she is. You love that they love you being fat, or you love someone who is being fat. Obesity is death. Stop the death process. Stop it. Halt it in its tracks. Encourage people to be healthy. I've said this, I told some people this yesterday. If you got fat together, get fit together. And that's one of the things that I did when I was married, and that's one of the things I will do if I ever get married again, is be fit together. It's common sense. If you view obesity the same way you view cancer, you'll put down that third piece of pizza, that beer, those carbs, that candy, that indulgence. Obesity is cancer. If you can't be good with people, you can't be good with women. And there's people out there teaching you how to be good with women, dating coaches, how to be good with women. And literally half these men suck at getting along with people in general. If you want to get along well with women and do well with women, do well with people. Do well with people. This is for the men. And for the women, if you want to do well with men, cover yourself up and let a man be attracted to you for your virtues, not your two virtues sitting on your chest. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Be good with people. Do you think the impeachment that we're going through, this nonsense, is a false flag to distract you from the new military spending bill, the Middle Eastern voodoo trance that America is in, and the war money machine? What do you think of what's happening right now? Usually, when you see something happening in the news, it's not about what you see happening. What you see happening is usually a production to make you think something or distract you from something. That's also another part of the lens that you put on when you start to see the world as it is. Because the powers that be know that you are sheep and will believe everything you see and hear. And people like me are saying, no, you're not going to believe what you see and what you hear. There's a huge difference between writing a book and compiling a year's worth of blogs and then calling it a book. I know people who've written books. They've done research and written books. just compiling like, let's say a person writes a blog every other week, twice a month. There's 26 blogs. You put them all together and call it a book? No, that's a compilation of blogs. That's not research done for a book. It's a series of essays. That's what it is. There's a huge difference. One is a blog author, an essay writer. Another one is an actual book writer, an author. For those of you that are in California, leave California. I know it's hard to pack up and go, but there's no future in California for a smart, working person. None. There's a huge difference between Twitter quips, quotes, gotcha quotes, and true wisdom. Seek wisdom. I am celebrating 16 years now of true heart freedom, and I haven't looked back. I was, quote-unquote, red-pilled when 95% of most of the ding-dongs in the red pill meathead community were getting their first boners. We didn't call it red pill back then. We called it being a man. Some nerd gave it a name, wrote a book, and all the sheep follow. Bah, bah. Moms only annoy weak men and feminists. Normal people appreciate and honor their moms. Remember this and write this down. Wacky does not go away with age. When you start to experience a little wackiness with somebody, just distance yourself from them. Time does not change that. They don't get any better. They're wired for wackiness. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, the home of sanity, clarity, and reason.